Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayom Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Paravijakacharya Asto Tarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Loving Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jayom Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Paravijakacharya Asto Tarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta-cchadi Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Sri Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prayam se kao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shaimakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON Mayapur Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda. Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Vijaya. Nirvisesha Sanyavadi Pastra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So good morning to everyone. Thank you for coming. Today's class in the beautiful Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 21. Chapter 21, verse 18. Na che jarākṣa-bhramir āyur eṣāṁ trayodaśāraṁ tri-śatam ṣaṣṭi-parva ṣaṇ-nemy ananta-cchadi tri-ṇābhi karāla-sroto jagad ācchidya dhāvat na te jarākṣa-bhramir āyur eṣāṁ trayodaśa tri-śatam ṣaṣṭi-parva ṣaṇ-nemy ananta-cchadi tri-ṇābhi karāla-sroto jagad ācchidya dhāvat na te jarākṣa-bhramir āyur eṣāṁ trayodaśāraṁ tri-śatam ṣaṣṭi-parva ṣaṇ-nemy ananta-cchadi tri-ṇābhi karāla-sroto jagad ācchidya dhāvat jarākṣa-bhramir āyur eṣāṁ trayodaśa ṣaṣṭi-parva ṣaṇ-nemy ananta-cchadi tri-ṇābhi karāla-sroto jagad ācchidya. Mothers, Na, not. Te, your. Ajara, of imperishable Brahman. Akṣa, on the axle. Bhramiḥ, rotating. Āyuḥ, span of life. eṣāṁ, of the devotees. Trayodaśa, 13. Aram, spokes. Tri-śatam, 300. ṣaṣṭi, 60. Parva, functions. Sat, 6. Nemi, rims. Ananta, innumerable. Chadi, leaves. Yat, which. Tri, 3. ṇābhi, naves. Karāla-srotaḥ, with tremendous velocity. Jagad, the universe. ācchidya, cutting short. Dhāvat, running. Translation. Your wheel, which has 3 naves, rotates around the axis of the imperishable Brahman. It has 13 spokes, 360 joints, 6 rims, and numberless leaves carved upon it. Though its revolution cuts short the lifespan of the entire creation, this wheel of tremendous velocity cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees of the Lord. So I say and you say again, your wheel, which has 3 naves, rotates around the axis of the imperishable Brahman. It has 13 spokes, 360 joints, 6 rims, and numberless leaves carved upon it. Though its revolution cuts short the lifespan of the entire creation, this wheel of tremendous velocity cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees of the Lord. Report by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. The time factor cannot affect the span of life of the devotees. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that a little execution of devotional service saves one from the greatest danger. The greatest danger is transmigration of the soul from one body to another, and only devotional service to the Lord can stop this process. It is stated in the Vedic literatures, Harim vinanam ritim taranti, without the mercy of the Lord, one cannot stop the cycle of birth and death. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that only by understanding the transcendental nature of the Lord and His activities, His appearance and disappearance, one can stop the cycle of death and go back to Him. The time factor is divided into many fractions of moments, hours, months, years, periods, seasons, etc. All the divisions of this verse are determined according to the astrological calculations of Vedic literature. There are 6 seasons called ritus, and there is the period of 4 months called chaturmasya. 3 periods of 4 months complete 1 year. According to the Vedic astrological calculations, there are 13 months. The 13th month is called adimasa or malamas and is added every 3rd year. The time factor, however, cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees. In another verse it is stated that when the sun rises and sets, it takes away the life of all living entities, but it cannot take away the life of those who are engaged in devotional service. Time is compared here to a big wheel, which has 360 joints, 6 rims in the shape of seasons, and numberless leaves in the shape of moments. It rotates on the eternal existence, Brahman. Om Gyantamarindasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sendo Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopeka Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radha Brindavana Eshwari Brisha Bhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu paebhacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So once again the verse, your wheel, which has 3 naves, rotates around the axis of the imperishable Brahman. It has 13 spokes, 360 joints, 6 rims, and numberless leaves carved upon it. Though its revolution cuts short the lifespan of the entire creation, this wheel of tremendous velocity cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees of the Lord. So, Kardama Muni is talking about this gigantic wheel of time. So, time takes away everything. Krishna comes to this material world as Kala, eternal time. If Krishna didn't come to this world as time, then nothing would ever wear out. You could buy a car and it would last forever. The Supreme is complete and perfect, and everything that emanates from the Supreme is also complete and perfect. And so, everything is perfect. Everything emanates from the Supreme. That includes you. You're perfect. So, we're not perfect in our behavior, but we're improving, yeah? You're improving. So, Krishna comes as time to give duration to this material world. And so, this time is a life taker. There are lifesavers. If you go swimming, sometimes there are lifesavers there. What do they call them? What do they call the guys that sit there on those chairs, Brother B? Lifeguards. So they're guarding your life. And yet as the sun is passing overhead, it's taking your life. Second by second, it's taking your life. So, this is Krishna. He comes as the life taker. He gives duration to this material world. But Srila Prabhupada points out in the purport here, twice. He starts out in the beginning and then towards the end, he touches on the time factor cannot affect the span of life of the devotees. And then towards the end of the purport, he says again, the time factor, however, cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees. So, why is this? This is contradictory, isn't it? The sun takes away everyone's life, but not the devotees. Because the devotees are engaged in devotional service, so they're considered to be in a liberated situation. In other words, we, the devotees of Krishna, we're living on the other side of time. On this side of time, we're identifying with these material bodies. I'm identifying with everyone's body that I come in contact with. As a matter of fact, as soon as I see someone, I start to analyze something about their body. The look on their face, maybe I can think of what's in their mind and how to deal with them. How I should I protect myself? Should I encourage them? Are they friend? Are they foe? You see? So we're thinking on the bodily conception. This is very difficult to overcome. We can sit here and we can come to this philosophical realization again and again that I'm not this body. And we're convinced, aren't we? We're convinced until we walk out the door. And then immediately we start to deal with everyone that we encounter as if they were their body. Oh, this person is this person is that. I think I want to get to know this person better. This person I don't want to know anymore. You see, we start to deal with these bodies. We don't deal with each other as spirit souls. And therefore, we don't realize in our thinking that we're all part of Krishna's family. We're all part and parcel of Krishna. He says that in the 15th chapter. We have to always remember that we, and all living entities, not just the human beings, we're all part and parcel of Krishna. So I need to deal with you as if I am a part and parcel of Krishna. And that way, if I can think like that, then I'm not afraid. What do I have to fear? I don't even have to fear time. I'm not afraid of time. Unless I get on the bodily situation. It's just like I was asking Rameshwar Prabhu a few minutes ago. How is your back? I worry about his back. I know my back acts up, So, and he reminded me, according that Indradumna Swami was saying that when he first saw Srila Prabhupada in 1971, Prabhupada would say, I guarantee you, isn't it? How did he say it? Say again into the microphone.
This is the first time Indradumna saw Prabhupada, and first time he heard him give a class, and he recalls the exact word that Srila Prabhupada spoke, because they penetrated his heart. Please believe me. I promise you, you are not this body.
We're not these bodies. We can understand that. But it's so hard to hold on to that thought, isn't it? It's difficult. So, because we get so many pains, as you get older, I'm kind of pushing 80, so I can identify with it. There's always something wrong, isn't it? It's just like having an old car. I can't identify with me being my car, but I can identify that the car gives me trouble almost on a daily basis. Well, it's wearing out. It's almost time to get a new car. It's giving me a problem. But I can't start thinking that I am my car. I have to remember that I am separate from this body, although this body requires maintenance. So that I can enjoy. Most people want to take all kinds of pills and medications, and they go to expensive spas. They go down to South India and different places, and they spend a lot of money. When some people in the West, so many people are going to take yoga. Why? Because they want to feel good. I want to feel better. I am identifying with my body. My mind, wants to feel better. So I'll go spend money if I have it. Even if I don't have it, I'll spend what I can. I'll go to the doctor to feel better. But it doesn't work. You may feel better for a little while. It's like my doctor told me, for your heart and for your diabetes and for all these other things, you have to eat a special diet. And so when I eat the special diet, blood sugar goes down. If I take my medication, the heart is working better. And I started to feel better. But only for a little while. And then something else happens. So I have to keep this body and soul together because I'm not finished with my devotional service. You see? There's no possibility that you're going to live in this material world and enjoy on a consistent basis. Now, we, the devotees, know that. We're engaged in devotional service, and so you're living on the other side of time because you're in a liberated situation. As long as you can continue to perform loving devotional service and advance on that level, then you're in a liberated position. Liberated living entities don't die. They know, I'm not my body. I'm eternal. You see? We may be attached to doing our devotional service. And for right now, I need this body. I need to keep it in shape. And the fact of the matter is, this body doesn't even belong to me. I didn't bring it with me when I came here. I came here and I was put into this body. It's on loan. It's like sometimes you rent a car. You rent a vehicle. And you get to drive it around, but it doesn't belong to you. You're responsible for it. If you destroy it or harm it in some way, when you turn it in, you're in trouble. They're going to want you to pay for it. This body's not even ours. So we should treat it with respect. Not that it's our vehicle for enjoyment. You see, our enjoyment, if we're on the bodily consciousness, is limited to 5 things: tongue, nose, eyes, ear, skin, touch. You see, we're trying to enjoy through our senses. That gives us tremendous limitation to enjoyment. Enjoyment comes and goes. Anything that comes and goes is frustrating. If I'm your friend today, but then I see you later and I'm not your friend, well, that's frustrating, isn't it? So this body may seem like our friend from time to time. Give it time. It won't be your friend. It's going to give you some suffering and distress. Why? Because it has a duration. If I'm identifying with this body, I see it deteriorating right in front of my eyes. You look in the mirror and you see this face looking back at you and you think, oh, I've got a new wrinkle. I don't know how I could see a new wrinkle out of all the ones I already have. I am shrinking into a prune. I am suffering. No, I am not suffering. This body's just giving me some trouble. So we have to get off of this platform of thinking that we're our bodies and stay off of it. But that is so difficult, isn't it? We're not our bodies. Prabhupada said, I promise you. I want you to remember this. Prabhupada wanted us to remember. This is one of the hardest things that we'll ever digest and remember, that I am not this body. I am a pure spirit soul. I am part and parcel of Krishna. And so are the rest of us, not just the human beings. All living entities are Krishna's parts and parcels. Therefore, they are due respect. They're part and parcel of Krishna too. Although we can't demand respect for ourselves, that's upside down. I should respect you. What respect am I due? I'm not due any respect because, after all, I came to this material world voluntarily. I wasn't thrown out. I wandered away from Krishna, looking for something better. Looking for something better than Krishna, wanting to enjoy separate from the source of enjoyment. This is me. Should I ask respect? Should I expect respect from this? No. Maybe I would like you to just tolerate me and maybe listen to me and I can speak my spiritual master's words. You see? Because it gives him pleasure and it gives me pleasure and ultimately will give you pleasure if I can deal with you soul to soul. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that this bhakti is transmitted soul to soul. It's not just words. When we're preaching to people and we want to make them devotees, we have to connect soul to soul. If we don't, then we're just pushing air towards their way. Maybe they'll make some progress with it or not. But if you genuinely care for them and have a soul-to-soul connection, you can give them this information, the prime information that they need to begin their spiritual life. You are not this body. This changes the whole scene. If I'm not my body, then I don't have to worry about death. I don't have to worry about rebirth. And that means I don't have to worry about everything in between birth and death. Disease and old age. Very few religions seem to spend any time talking about that. Birth, death, disease, and old age. So, I think maybe I should pause here and see, are there any questions? Because sometimes I tend to go on and on. And yes, Rameshwar Prabhu.
When you read twice from the purport that time does not affect a devotee, we're scratching our heads. I'm scratching my head, thinking, what exactly is Srila Prabhupada saying? Time takes away everything, it's taking away my body. So I know there's a transcendental way to look at this. That's my question.
Good question. I wondered that too, as soon as I read that. In the verse, it even says it. Though its revolution cut short the lifespan of the entire creation, this wheel of tremendous velocity cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees of the Lord. I had to sit and think about that. So, why is this such an important point? It says it in the verse. Prabhupada says it in the beginning of the purport, and then towards the end he comes back and says it again. And it's because we, the devotees of Krishna, we're not living in this world. We're, as long as we're engaged in devotional service, we are doing what we do when we go back home, where there is no birth and there is no death. There is no lifespan for the devotee. We realize that. Lifespan is for bodies. So the lifespan may kill my body, but if Krishna wants me to, I'll take another body and continue to preach. If that's Krishna's desire, or maybe Krishna will let me come home. So I'm starting to realize as I perform devotional service that I'm not existing in this world. I am here, but yet because of my devotional service, I'm actually performing the activities that I would be if I were back home, back to Godhead. So the devotees are in that realization. As I like to tell people when we get on this subject, we, the devotees, are living on the other side of time. Time, there is no time the spiritual world. Time is here. There is no duration in the spiritual world. Duration is here. And so it doesn't matter to the devotee. There may be some duration on this body. How long I'll be here, I have no idea. All I know is that as long as I'm continuously performing devotional service, that puts me in a liberated stage. You see, liberated living entities don't have to fear life. Time doesn't affect us because we've already crossed over onto the other side of time where there is no time. Is that a good answer?
Alternate way also. I looked at it that everything I have, my parents, my gender, my nationality, my friends, everything, time takes away. But any service that I do for Krishna, time does not take that away. And if I have to take another birth, I begin exactly where I left off. So that's the only thing that time didn't take away. So I was thinking of it in that way also.
That's a better way to think of it, actually. Even if I have to take another birth, Krishna guarantees us in Bhagavad Gita that I'll start off where I left off this time. There's no loss. As a matter of fact, there's a gain. I get a new body. I get to drag around a new body. It's like trading in an old car. You know? How many of us here have had an old car wear out? And you take it to have it get it repaired, and then you get it repaired again, and you get it repaired again. And finally the mechanic says, my friend, this one is a goner. This is finished. You're going to have to let this go. So then you think, I'll have to go get a new car. And then you go get a brand new car. Isn't it wonderful? How many people have gotten a brand new car? Wow, it smells so good, smells better than that old car. So you get this new body. Or notice a newborn baby has this smell. You smell the baby's head, isn't it? So the new car has a new smell. Old bodies develop a rotten smell, the old person smell. So, yes, Prabhu.
Just wanted to share one more thing that Indradumna Maharaj shared. In that first time that he ever saw Prabhupada at the Detroit temple, there was a kirtan, and there was a 2-year-old boy who was playing kartals so perfectly. Indradumna was astonished. How, a 2-year-old boy playing better kartals than anybody else. So he was the first son of Bhagavan and Krishna Bhamani. So when Prabhupada came off his Vyasasan, he walked past that boy and stopped and said, he was definitely a devotee in his last life. That in this little 2-year-old body, he's playing perfect kirtan.
And so, Prabhupada gives us the answer right there. This soul was a devotee in his last lifetime. So time didn't affect him. Time may have wiped out the old body, but here he is, 2 years old, playing perfect kartals. If he was a devotee in his previous life, he'll be a devotee in this life. So this wheel of time, which destroys everything, it's not destroying us, because we've got the consciousness that we're not these bodies. I am part and parcel of Krishna, and I'm engaged, I'm trying to engage in Krishna's loving devotional service. And so we're immune to time. We may get a new body. We may get a new body after new body. If Krishna wants you to stay here, if Krishna gave you a guarantee, be my devotee for 100 lives, and then you can go back home, back to Godhead. Would you take it? Would you say, yeah, okay? Where do I sign? What if he said 1,000? 1,000 more lives as my devotee, then you can go back home. Is that a good deal? I'd take it in a heartbeat, yeah. Even if he said 1,000,000, yeah, that's good. I'll take that deal, just to know that I'm going back. But Krishna's allowing me to live the life of a devotee for 1,000 lives. If we're living the life of a devotee, we're not even looking for liberation. We sing every day in the Damodar Ashtaka, I don't have any use for this liberation. I mean, when we become a devotee, I don't know about you, but speaking for myself, when I heard this philosophy, and I read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, I started to think, I should do this. I should take up this Krishna consciousness because it's good for me. This is good for me. Just like I had accepted and rejected everything in my lifetime, I think this will be good for me. I think this would be bad for me. I'll accept this, I'll reject that. So in the beginning, we accept Krishna consciousness because we're convinced this is the right thing to do for me. Now, somewhere along the line, year after year, decade after decade, we're not looking for what's for me. We develop a for Krishna. I want to do for Krishna. Krishna, I just want to remember you. I want to remember your childhood pastimes. I want to serve you, Krishna. You see? And if we're thinking like that, does it really matter where you are? We're here in Mayapur. How could it possibly be any better? This is the spiritual world. When you're here, you've already made it. This is as liberated as you can get. Yes, you're still in this body. But maybe you'll be, like sometimes we see a child here in Mayapur. Through the years of coming here, sometimes I see, there was this one little boy that was doing arti. And I watched him as he got older and older. I mean, it's obvious this child was a devotee in his previous lifetime. Perhaps here in Mayapur, again and again. As long as I can be engaged in loving devotional service, why should I demand to Krishna, oh, take me back. Take me back home. I want to go home. I think we are home, huh? Do you agree? Yeah. So this is as good as it gets, and it just keeps getting better. Every day in Mayapur is better. So every day as a devotee is better. Now it may appear that we have our ups and downs. It's like that. Do you notice that? Sometimes I feel like I'm making progress, and then sometimes my mood may be a little less. But overall, even though it's ups and downs, the overall is upward. It's improving. It's continuously improving. So we can't be focused on the shape of these bodies. Although, I'm going to give you a warning, you younger people, it's going to get more and more difficult as you go on. But it's okay. I see Indradumna Swami, for instance, he was in jail in Russia. And he got out of jail in Russia. Then he was sick for a week. Then he's on parikrama. He's still going. The body gets in trouble. It gets sick. But you keep on going. Srila Prabhupada, towards the end of his life, late 70s, 80 years old, traveling the world again and again. On his deathbed, Prabhupada said, I want to go to America. I want to see America one last time. America gave me her sons, her money. America allowed me to start this movement. Prabhupada was not in any shape to go anywhere. And yet, I want to go. I want to get out. And sometimes we may find ourselves thinking, I'm just going to take it easy today. And then you get some invitation. We're having a get-together this weekend. Could you come and speak? Sure. And then later on I think, I just gave away my peaceful time that I was planning for myself. It was Krishna's mercy. Otherwise I may have sat around doing little to nothing, you see. But Krishna's allowing me to do everything. If we're engaged in devotional service, we're doing everything that has any value. So, any more questions? Good question, Rameshwar Prabhu. Thank you so much. So, we have to, I remind myself again and again that the fallen conditioned souls in this material world are living on this side of time. They're living in this material world that has a duration, and they're identifying with it. And some of them think that someday, at the end of my life, I'm going to go to the promised land. I'm going to go to heaven. And I'm going to enjoy. Yeah, the going gets tough. There's disease and old age and death. But then I'll go to heaven. And that's the best thing for me. And then sometimes I say, well, gee, you want to go to heaven? Oh, yes, I'm going to heaven. So then when you get to heaven, what will you and God do? What are you planning on doing? Huh? Well, I don't have any plans, but I mean, I'll see him. I'll see him in church. Surely they go to church in heaven. God goes to church, so I'll see him. Hey, God, I'm here. It's Sunday. You know. So we, the devotees, we're not waiting for that opportunity to serve God when we go to heaven. We're in heaven now. We're not, we, the soul, we're not affected by this crazy time machine. This big wheel doesn't affect us. None of this matters to us. It is helping us realize that we need to act fast before these bodies expire to see how many people we can help. How many souls can we touch? That's our duty. We don't have any other duty. It's okay if you have a family and you work hard to give prosperity to your family, good health. You have to feed yourself and you have to feed your family. You have to exercise proper diet. You have to do all that to keep the body together with your soul, you, so that you can go on in serving Krishna, serving Guru and Krishna. Of course, but that's minimized. That's minimal. Prabhupada didn't waste any time thinking, oh, I have to take some time off and go to some yoga retreat. Or I have to do this or do... He had the proper maintenance for his body. Prabhupada said the three things that kept him going, daily massage, Ayurvedic medicine, and daily walk. You see? So this is what he's doing to maintain the body. Prabhupada could have spent time in some yoga retreat. And sometimes that may be necessary for us. You see? But not so that we can enjoy. It's necessary for us so that we can continue our service. And maybe even amp it up a little bit. We're always wanting to do more service, aren't we? We never get to the point. It's just like, sometimes you see an employee of a company and they're asked to do a little something extra. And they'll say, well, I didn't sign on for this. You didn't hire me to do that. You know? The boss may say, hey, the bathroom is terrible. Can you clean the bathroom? Oh, you're not paying me enough to do that. Well, that's common, isn't it? And maybe it's fair. You're not paying me to do that. But in the scope of devotional service, if you're asked to do more, well, you immediately jump at the opportunity. It may be menial work. I remember sometimes devotional service, you do things that you really didn't sign on for. It's like, I just happened to remember in 1975, San Francisco Rath Yatra, where you were there, weren't you, Prabhu? So, anyway, I was, somehow or other, I wound up standing very near the Lady Subhadra's cart, and Prabhupada pulled up. His car pulled up. And so the crowd starts to surge forward. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there, and he said, he looked at me, hold these people back. All right, I'll try. I'm holding them back. And so they were pushing me forward. I was pushing back. We joined hands with some other devotees. And Prabhupada got out of the car. And I was pushed forward, and Prabhupada stood up. He's right in front of me. Behind me comes this really big guy. He had this huge body. And he was a little crazy, because he was running through the crowd saying, I want to see Prabhupada, I want to see Prabhupada, I want to see Prabhupada. And he was pushing people out of the way. Bodies were flying. And I'm thinking, what's going to happen? And Tamal Krishna Maharaj said to me, stop that guy. And he was like, he looked like he was 2 feet taller. Huh? I didn't have time to think, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not a security guard. So I just turned around, and the guy was approaching, and I said to him, stop! And he started to cry and ran away. And I turned around, and Prabhupada was like, you know. So sometimes we do what's not part of our job description as devotees. As devotees, when you're performing devotional service, everything comes under your job description. If it's service, it's under your job description. That's what you do. You serve. So, any more questions, comments? I'm always trying, I'm always trying not to talk over, because I have a tendency to do that.
Thank you, Prabhu, for class. Just wondering if you could give some advice how to navigate when when our bodies are younger, we can be quite easily absorbed in devotional service, because we can basically do whatever we want when we're healthy. But as we get older, there becomes this separation that we can't always do all the service that we want because the body is not so strong or healthy. Oh, can you hear me? Okay.
Barely.
I know it's my Kiwi accent as well. New Zealand. I'll try again. So how to navigate going from having a younger body where you can basically just do whatever you want if you're healthy, into becoming older and not being able to do always the service that you want because of health limitation or just energy limitation. Just wondering what advice you might have for navigating that change throughout life.
What is your question again? It's kind of hard for me to hear.
Okay.
So, how do we navigate the phase where we are young? We can do all kinds of services, and when we grow old, we cannot do all kinds of services. So, how do we navigate this phase?
Well, that's okay. That's okay. It's like when you're younger, your service may be taking care of a baby. And then that will turn into taking care of a teenager, which will almost kill you. But if you live through that, then you'll be into middle age, old age, so your service will change from time to time. And that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. And as you grow in your Krishna consciousness, as you hear more, you'll be able to speak more, you see. So later on, you've raised the babies, you've raised the teenager, you may be preaching more. You have time to preach now. You see, your service will be different. In your younger age, you may be, because of younger children, you can't travel to festivals, you can't go to all of the Rath Yatras. You know, Rath Yatras go across North America. I know some people who are older now, but not too old to travel, but they're old enough, they don't have children or teenagers anymore. And so they travel with every Rath Yatra across North America, you see. So your service probably will change, you see, as Krishna desires. As Guru and Krishna desires, that's okay. A circumstance, your service may change. That's all right. Nothing, that's just natural. We've all experienced that. Those of us who are old, we've all experienced it. Service is different. And that's okay. Some of the services may be the same. Some of your services may be the same all the way through. Is that a good answer? Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you for the class. Sometimes while doing services for our authorities or the immediate person, sometimes it becomes difficult to deal with that person. You know, suppose we want to help out one devotee and we serve him, and he has services. We do once, twice, then years after years, then we come to know about that devotee, how the nature is, and it becomes difficult for us to deal with that that kind of devotee. Our interaction. Suppose that devotee gets angry all the time or something like that. So we tend to withdraw ourselves from that service because he's always pushing us or he's always angry at us. So such a situation, should we just switch our service, or what do you advise for us like that?
Grow up. This is good. This is good. I mean, you may have someone who is challenging you in this way, and perhaps they're challenging you to become better and better at what you do. Grow up. Take it. We don't negotiate with Krishna that I'll serve you, my dear Lord, but it's got to be easy. I don't want somebody that's chastising me. You see? Yes, Rameshwar Prabhu. You're thinking of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, aren't you?
I have a perfect Prabhupada answer for that. I was once having difficulty when the BBT was in both LA and Brooklyn. I was having difficulty with the trustee who was overseeing the press, and it was so difficult. I wrote to Prabhupada explaining that so many times, and then I said finally, Srila Prabhupada, he's my authority. The only thing I can think of is I should resign. So Prabhupada wrote me back and said, in spiritual life, there is no such thing as resignation. Once having surrendered, it can never be withdrawn. And then he said, so you come to the Mayapur festival, and by then I hope you will have returned to your sound condition of mind. That's a direct, every word is a direct quote from Srila Prabhupada.
Sound condition of mind. I mean, this that you just described, You know, I was a temple president in Dallas in the early 80s. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was my GBC, and he spent a lot of time in Dallas. So, and I made a lot of mistakes. And so I heard about it a lot. I wish I had $1 for every time he called me an idiot. Because I was an idiot. He said, "You idiot, why did you do that?" You see? And then once in a while he would say, "You know, I'm pretty tough on you." And Prabhupada was tough on me. And you know why Prabhupada was tough on me? Because he knew I could take it because I had surrendered. So I'm tough on you because I need you to grow. I can't be here in Dallas all the time. Sometimes I need to go and you need to be in charge. So you need to get polished. So grow up, deal with it. It's not bad. After all, you'll look back on those days. I would give anything to have some chastisement from Tamal Krishna Maharaj again. I would give anything. So, all right, thank you all so very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.